Hey there, happy Sunday. Hoping no one else is live because my notifications are like really, they have been messed up along with some other things on YouTube for like a while, a few weeks. And it seems to be getting worse, so I don't know what's going on. But if somebody else is live, go see them. Anyway, hold on one second. I'm putting on some Jason Lewis Mind of Men to look at in the background, even though I can't listen to it. One second. Okay, so I got that going. So I am going to, well, last night I was going, or was it this morning? I think it was actually this morning that now that I have cleared some space to, my coloring books and um, some of my supplies, um, I actually opened up the first Hannah Karlzon book I think that I worked in, and I kind of wanted to flip through that today, and I also want to do some things with it, something very simple, because I noticed what was happening with the pigment on the pages, so I'm gonna fix that. And right now I need to put on some lotion. One second, I need to find. Oh, I put it in my purse, so now it's not here. Okay, I need a substitute. Where are you? Hold on one second while I find lotion. Okay, we're gonna use this stuff because it's here. I'm not going to grab my purse for my favorite lotion. I've been, I'm finally like at a point where I can stop and do something else because since this morning I started a pot of sauce and also ground up my meat for my meatballs and seasoned them. Had let them set while I was doing the first round of cooking the sauce in the electric pressure cooker. Um, and then I went back, made my meatballs, and made the balls and put them in the pot. And so now I'm gonna have it cooking for like 2 hours. It's been an hour and 30 minutes now. Out of that 2 hours, I have an hour and 30 minutes left. So I thought, okay, well now we can go and play. Um, I've been doing all kinds of stuff this morning. I'm gonna try and roll my chair closer. This rug is really underneath is really stupid. It's really strange. Anyway, makes it hard for me to move my chair. Okay, so actually, let me show first what I have been working on. Um, when I've been coloring, I've been working on this page, and trying to find my way around the King Art gel crayons. And I think I need to show the chat because I see some people are there. Hey, Mandy. Happy Sunday. I had to remember for a minute. What day is this? Um, so, yeah, so I'm trying to figure these things out. Um, how the outside has turned out. I'm kind of like, I kind of don't like that now you can't notice what I did on the inside one because I really like how this inside turned out. Um, I'm thinking of some things that I might be able to do to make this pop again without adding to this color, but doing some, outlining or something inside here to make it stand out more. I don't know. And I can also do more stuff with the outside, but I don't know what that would be. Um, um, yeah, I'm trying to avoid aggravation basically with working with the gel crayons and the backgrounds and whatever. And I'm only aggravated because this is new to me, right? And so I'm trying to figure things out with it. So I brightened up. Where is that one? Oh, there it is. I really need to get another set of these things because I love this gold so much. They're the Link Shine Sparkle Glitter Gel pens. And this gold, I've been working the heck out of this gold. And it's almost gone. Like, um, but I use that on here to kind of brighten that up. I says, all else fails, I'll just put that on there. If I had thought about this more, maybe, I don't know, before I started, I probably wouldn't even have these be gold, but like it's too late for that now, so they are what they are. Um, I do have another one of these books, Grains of Gold, so I have an opportunity to color it again. Um, I have more to finish, like these gems in here. Now that I found the rest of my sparkle glitter gel pens, I'm probably going to use more of these on this. So um, I thought about using those alcohol gel, I'm sorry, the alcohol ink on here somehow, like cover the middle and then splatter. I got to figure out, that'll be my first time using those. Excuse me. Whew, I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so like, now I'm burping because it's the first thing I've eaten all day. Um, yeah, so I'm not sure yet. Um, yeah, it was kind of like a challenge. I was not sure, and then I just says, "Oh, do it." About adding another color because I kind of wanted, I wanted the green to be here, and it's like, well, I had a hard time thinking of another color to add that wouldn't dominate. Um, and then when I put down the gel crayon over here, well, what happened was I had two purples. I wanted it to stay light purple, but because of some outlining I did here that would not blend, I wound up having to darken this side, which I didn't really want to do. So then I wound up putting purple in this part to kind of balance it out, draw the eye away from it or whatever. No, they don't come with refills, and I don't even think they make refills for them. So, and I don't even think they sell. I don't know that they sell the gold and silver separately, or each of these pens. I don't know that they sell them separately. So I'm gonna have to check. Um, but yeah, I just love the color. It's like such a nice gold. It's a nice, I don't know, bright. Um, so yeah, so I finished this up. I did this and that yesterday. These two. I think I did this yesterday too. I did this yesterday, the actual thing in the middle, and the gel pen inside. And this gel pen, this one, I actually used the Color It gel pens that I've had for like, I don't know, 10 years or something like that. So I used one of those because the color was right and it was right on my desk. So it was like, okay, the whole, like the set is actually on my desk. So it hadn't been put away yet. So I worked on her eyes. I did. I didn't know what to do with the freckles. So I just did, more of my favorite pen and made it the same color as the stars. I don't know. I feel like maybe if I look at this later at another date, I my eyes will not be so used to it, so that I'll be able to have fresh ideas when I look at it. So, but that's where we are right now. I'm kind of pleased where it turned out, considering I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. I was feeling frustrated with the hair and whatever, but I'm working my way through. So then I started working on this one yesterday after I finished whatever I did on this. I started working on this last night, actually, and ignore these weird looking things that look like boogers because they're not boogers. They're actually the masking fluid that kind of had clumped up. I was using from the lid because like I didn't want to waste any of it. Um, and it was kind of gunky, but I was like, well, that doesn't matter because like it's just to make sure I cover up this first while I put it in the background, which I finally decided, that's what you need to do instead of the struggle I went through with this one, putting in the background after. I said, start off the right way. You know that now to use masking fluid. You have masking fluid, so that's what I did. Um, I'm not sure that I'm happy with this green, and so I got to figure out what I'm going to go over it with. I might use marker. I don't know. I know I want his hair to be red. I don't know why. All these Hanna Karlzon books, all I want to do is give them red and auburn hair. I can't help it. It just looks like it's got to be fire. It's got to be like, and they all look like they got some kind of, like they're very like kind of spicy anyway. So like they're really like strong personality individuals. So I feel like they all should have red hair. But I know that's kind of excessive. But anyway, so I wanted this to be a kind of a darker green, like almost like a pine green. And that crayon didn't give me the result I wanted, particularly I think when I blended it, when I blended it in. I've been using these guys a lot, the set I have of these. I've been using them a lot, and I like how they work on there. I like how they clean up, relatively like easy. I just put them on paper and keep scrubbing it out, and the color comes out. Um, so, um, yeah, but I got to figure out what I'm going to use to darken this color. And I know I want his hair to be red, and I'm thinking I'm probably just going to use Prismacolor pencils, although don't quote me on that. Who knows? I might base it with the gel crayon, and then, I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm trying to see how much I can do with the gel crayon, me personally, because, like, me and my skill set. Um, I watched a video today, Coloring with Maya, I think her name is, watching how she actually used like a palette, like just a flat, basically a flat piece of, um, I don't know what you call it, but it has like a white surface on it, which basically when I oil paint, I go to the store and I get whatever that stuff is. You can buy it in squares. Um, and it's like, what do you call it? Fiberboard or whatever in the back, and then it has white glossy surface to it. I would buy those, and then with an X-Acto knife I would just cut it up into the size I want. And I think I probably have some kind of off small sizes downstairs that I can use to then do what I saw Coloring with Maya do, where she like smeared some of the crayon onto the palette. So she had her palette laid out with the colors she wanted to use. Then she used her brush like this to do the background. Okay, so my only thing with that is that it's my thing. I love to feel the I like to feel the thickness of the color when I'm applying it to the page, which is one reason I think why I like colored pencils as well, is because of that. And so I lose that if I do it that way, but you can't do everything the same way. You just can't. Um, Sometimes you have to think about the results that you want to get. And so I'm trying to fix my mind to like get into that mode. Um, we'll see how well that works. So I wonder also if water-based marker would go over this, because I might be able to deepen the color that way. And that would be easier to manipulate, than using more gel crayon. I don't know. not sure. Something else I noticed when I was working on here, and like I've noticed this before, and I really have known this, but I don't know why I keep trying to make a Prismacolor pencil do what it's not going to do. But whenever I use the blue, that Indithone blue color, it's such a gorgeous color. But if I try to do that shading with a lighter color with it, it totally changes the color of that Indithone blue. And so I'm realizing now, don't ever try to do that again. Stop trying to make it do what it's not going to do. So I think from now on, I got to learn to first base it with a blue from another pencil set, a dark blue, and then go over with the Indithone blue after I'm done, blending. But I do like how this blending thing turned out. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go closer. I don't know if I can get the thing back. Oh, I need to turn on another light. Close your eyes for a minute because this might do a flash. I'm about to turn the other light on to get some backlight. I'll tell you when it's okay. Close your eyes. Okay, you can open your eyes. Okay, so if you see right here, I love this. I love how that happened. And I basically used white and gray to make that happen. And actually, like, it needs to blend a little bit more. I used what's that going on there? I used a Prismacolor gray and I used the Polychromos white because I have to get to I know where my Prismacolor um, uh, light color pencils are, and I have to do some acrobatics to get to the box. Basically, I have a box that's lighter sitting on top of that box because that box has like other pencil sets in it and stuff, and so I have it on the bottom because on top of it I have like kind of the crafting stuff, which is lighter, and so I have to pick up the crafting box and put it somewhere, and there's no space in this room, and then I have to lift up the box that has the pencil stuff in it, and I don't have anywhere to put that either. And what I need to do is make it so that that pencil box is actually closer to me and doesn't need anything sitting on top of it. Because I find myself wanting to use the Faber-Castell Black Edition, but I can't because they're in that bin. Um, so anyway, that's that story. Okay, so that's where I am with this one. Still working on the background, trying to figure out the background. Also thought about maybe using the alcohol inks on the background of this too, or doing something else with it, with which I still kind of want to keep this border. I want to keep the masking fluid on, and I may even want to just paste something over this whole face so nothing gets on it, and then do my splatter or whatever. I don't know. Thinking about it though. So, which is more than I've done in any, really in any Hanna Karlzon book before, or in most books at all, that have an image this big to like add more to the background. But that is the thing that I'm trying to learn how to do. So, I'm spending a lot of time just looking at these and thinking. So that's how far I got in here. The page you can see like the green here. And actually, you know what? Well, I think let me put this back. I'm just going to put this back here just for now and show something else. I'll put this way. I'm planting that shelf in front of me. I'm thinking that this year might be the year where I work more on Hanna Karlzon books because I always thought like in like November, December 2023, I was working a lot in Kirby, and I thought, you know what, well, Kirby and the mythographic books, and I thought, well, in 2024, I'll go back to, Hanna Karlzon, and it just never happened. I stayed in Kirby and I was learning some things with them, so I guess, it was good. I just stayed in them. But now I want to work. The more I keep looking at these Hanna Karlzon images, it's like I love coloring in these books. So that might be something I do more. Hey, Therese, how are you? Happy Sunday. So this is Tales from the Forest Kingdom, which is the first, I believe it's the first Hanna Karlzon book I really colored in. Um, and so, um, yeah, you can see some of what's going on here. That's the issue that he found. And that was a lot of issue with this book, was like, it was me learning how to color on this type of paper in these hardcover books. And I had a lot of experiences with it that I just had to put it down because it was driving me nuts a little bit. And let me see if I can move this. Will that change? Something's just weird. Do I need a third light on? I'm telling you, I'm like wired for sound here at my desk. It's crazy. I don't know if that's worse or better. Or, what if I do this? Is that the one that's kind of... No, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know that helped. I don't know. Anyway, I think if I do... Okay, this is one thing that happened that I noticed. I have wax paper on here. And I think somebody had told me that wax paper would do this. But I had to find a quick solution. And I was just, I don't know, whatever. The pigment for this page came off on the wax paper. Like I said, this has been like stored for like a year. So, I did this with the Evazar London pencils. This was the first thing I ever colored with them. So I'm probably going to go back over and like do these colors again. See, notice the red hair. Like I said, I don't know what it is. Hanna Karlzon books makes me want to color everybody with red hair. So actually what I'm going to do while I'm on here is what I was going to do with the greens of gold between those two pages. I have some of this paper, the newsprint, which, like, okay, it was really awful when I ordered it because it came the bag was all ripped and weird, and I was like, how do you sell anything to anybody like that? And I wound up having a box that would fit them, so I put them in the box. But I'm going to put newsprint in between these instead of using printer paper. And instead of using the wax paper, even though I really loved that the wax paper, like how I could like rip out enough to like cover like even 2 pages or whatever, it's just not, if it's going to do this thing, that's not going to work for me. So, hey, Mary Jo, I could like, I could do this. Hold on. Because one thing I don't like is the pages, like, that's sticking out, from the edges. So maybe if I do this, that'll keep it. Which means I need another sheet. Yeah, when these came, it was really bad. I had to rubber band the sheets together. I had to like shuffle the sheets together because they were kind of like all over the place, even though they were flat. It was really odd. I was like, who sends anything like that? This is what coloring book pages used to be like. They always used to be on newsprint. Which, I should do a test with my old Crayolas and see if they work better on the newsprint. Because they might. Maybe the reason why they flake on other paper is because it's other paper and not newsprint. Which is what all coloring books used to be on. Okay, so I'm going to do this page too. And it's cheap enough. I mean, that package of paper was really, really, really cheap. Like way under $5 cheap. And I don't know how many pages are in there. Like, I don't know. Really cheap. Okay. So this is something I can leave in here and just, you know, let it chill. Okay, so let me show you some more pages. This is the first page I ever colored in any Hanna Karlzon book. In any not in any hardcover book, because I started, I think, in Maria Troll. But this has been through so many changes. It isn't funny, and of course, it needs a whole lot more. um, if you see right here, this is where I used a jelly roll, and I think it was one of those moonlit ones, and I didn't understand what the properties were on those gel pens. And so underneath, I don't know, after a while, um, underneath you could see orange. And I was like, well, I was going for silver, not orange. And I wound up scraping all of the silver off the top, which it allowed me to do. And I don't understand that. I don't understand how I was able to do that, but it easily came off. I just scraped it off. It's like, okay, we got to start at the beginning again. I got it from Amazon. And like you can get other brands of it, which I would suggest, because this one everybody was saying like with their shipping with it that it was shipped all kind of like crazy looking. Like, it's amazing that like the pages didn't get dirty I don't know, it was just really weird. But yeah, I got it off of Amazon. You can get it and it's really cheap, inexpensive. Um this was my first experience with Prismacolor, which it was like it caused me to not pick up another Prismacolor pencil for a whole year. And that's no hyperbole. At least a year. The smearing was insanity. And you can still see some of it. I don't know if you can tell. I didn't color that blue. That's all smear. I think I got it under control. I had to pull out several things to get it under control. And I can't even remember what all those things were. It was really driving me nuts. And I didn't get the guts to go back and try and get it under control for like a few months. Because I was like, this is really crazy. What's wrong with these pencils? They're insane. So those are two problems I had with this page that really was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. So when I came back to it at some point and was ready to kind of try to deal with it, I wound up using acrylic markers to go over um, the orange, what I scraped off from the jelly rolls. And so it looks like I probably need to finish doing that. I don't know what I'm aiming for. I don't know, except for a finished page that doesn't look crappy. That's my goal. And it's definitely not there yet. But I kind of feel like, that's why, like, if you stay away from something for a while, step away from it and come back, it gives you have new eyes to look at it. And so I think I could probably approach this now with the things I know now that I didn't know then, with some of the tools I have now that I didn't have then, and knowing how to use those tools as well. Like right now, even I'm looking, it's like, oh yeah, there's ways I can use a Posca pen on this to kind of deal with these and make them kind of look, I don't know, something. Because even I was having problems with the metallic acrylic pen, or did I use some of these I think I tried to use a gel pen, and I was getting that scratchiness. And I think that was when I actually went out and purchased, or went on Amazon and purchased acrylic markers, hoping it would cover it up and not be scratchy. So there's a lot going on in here, a lot to fix. So yeah, it might be a combination. It might not have liked the paper. And then with the Prismacolors, I noticed even like on that page I was working on in the other book, and I used that same blue, the Indothone blue. It just you really got to keep it under control. You can't color it like normal with norm. You can't color with it like normal pencils, really. Really, you can't, like other pencils, because of how it the pigment flakes, which works for some things. I've found out since then. It's like, oh, that actually is a good thing. It was some paper, but it's not a good thing with other papers. And it's a good thing with some effects you want to create when you know how to manipulate that flaking to make it work for you, but it's not good for others. So, um, yeah. So, um, I'm kind of thinking I probably will use and should use mostly polychromos pencils in these books. So now that I have those, now that I opened that one tin I had of them for a while and wasn't ready to use yet, um, yeah, that's what I'm going to be trying out in here. So I need a vision for this page. So that's something I'm going to be thinking about. I love that there's mushrooms on it. I got to think about why mushrooms are in the sky. I don't know. So there's that one. Um, so I'm thinking like, okay, I think we're at a rehab some pages stage, I think, which will keep me in Hanna Karlzon books for a bit. Um, it's Prismacolor and it's Indothone, and I think I have it on my desk here. Let's see. I love the color, but man, it'll whoop your ass. I'm sorry. That's the only way I know how to say it because it's true. And I love the colors so much. I bought more of them, but I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like really not nice. This is it. I don't know if you can I get this focused without, I think that's what Indothone, I think it is. And I got to put my glasses on too to be able to, I don't even know what that means. What's the Indothone? I have no clue. Or Indan Throne. INDANTHRONE. Blue. I don't know what that is. I know it's a pretty color, and I know it's a dangerous color. That's all I know. Yeah, I know, right? You wonder what they're thinking. It's like, huh? But I feel like I want to make it as dreamy or whatever as it looks. I don't know. We'll get there. But this has been through a lot of changes. So, like on this one, the orange you see on this side, this or it looks red now, is actually from that Jelly Roll Moonlit um, gel pen. And I don't understand why is the under the base of that orange? What I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, yeah. So this is a page to rehab. This one I've been working on gradually, as you can see. Just taking one. Oops, no, you can't see it. Taking one bug at a time, and just working on it for the most part. I still need to finish some things in that one. I don't know. I almost think I used color pencils on this one. But I like this page so much. I like how the bugs look, the moths, that I'm just kind of like taking my time and I wanted to do each one, different. So, and then this side. Oh, yeah, I should have did that already. But, yeah, I want to rehab her. And actually, now that I'm thinking with the, I used the Evazar London pencils on here, which they felt really good using it on here. But I think now I'm going to, I don't know what pencils I'm going to use either. I don't know. It's between combination of Prismacolors and either Caran Dash or Polychromos. and Caran d'Ache pencils combined to kind of brighten up some of these, the outlines or whatever, make it pop a little bit more. But I really like how it turned out, though, the way. So I don't really want to change it from how it is. So that's that. Yeah, so I think these pages are going to keep me kind of busy. I have lots I can do with even the ones I've already colored. So then there's this one, which doesn't look like anything came off on this one. So I don't know if that's because of the pencil I used, and I don't remember what pencil I used, or if it's because of the colors. But I also kind of want to go in and brighten up some of this too. I want to add some like contouring to that. To a lot of this, actually. To make things pop a bit more. And I didn't do the windows, so I can do the windows. I don't know if I want to add a background, though. Thank you, Mary Jo. Thank you, Therese. So I was also trying to push myself out of. I wanted to. My goal was kind of to like color each page with different colors, so everything wouldn't look the same. So I'm going to do this only because I'm doing it with the rest of them. So I think I'm going to do that with all the pages in this book just in case. And I don't know if we're to the end. And I'm thinking I should do something with the backgrounds in this book, which will be quite a challenge for me because I'm not good with backgrounds, but I guess you really don't get good at them unless you do them, right? So that's going to be probably my biggest thought part of working in these this year. I can't get that right like that. I probably should do it the other way. I don't know. We'll see. Because you do it like this. Save that one. Use this one. I don't want my butterflies to get messed up. And this page seems to be okay for now, but and then I gotta do 2 spots. Grr. Oh well. I could cut these to size, I suppose. Okay, so this one looks like there was some. What's on the other side? Oh, that's why. Okay, this is what's on the other side, which is why there's red on here. It's this one. I had fun using this, and I think I used Marabou art crayons on this background. But like from both pages, there's like some transfer, some color transfer going on between them. And that was also something that was new to me, that I was like, okay, like what's going on? And it made me not want to color in the book anymore, because it's like until I know how to stop that from happening, I didn't want to color in it anymore, because I liked every page. I like every page in the book, and I didn't want them getting messed up like that. So that was another reason I stopped, and probably a reason why I didn't start back, because I didn't know how to stop that from happening. Yeah, and that's the thing. Do the background first. That is what most people do, and I have a hard time thinking about the background in the beginning because I feel like I don't know what color I want the main image to be. So there's some things I have to adjust in my brain to think about that. I like her though. I don't know. For some reason, she reminds me of Oktoberfest. So let's see. I need to. What's this two? This one. Yeah, see, this is why I like the wax paper. You could actually get the right size for it without a whole lot of trouble. But oh well. And why? Stay down. I don't like fussing with stuff. It like annoys me. Okay. Then there's this one. And again, I was trying to make each one a different color. So, and there's also some transfer color on this page and this stuff and on the page. But you know what? For now, I think I'm gonna do. That wasn't even, was it? So this page over here, man, I was like, this has been through a lot of changes. And this is where I was also trying to figure out backgrounds a little bit. And so much stuff has happened to this. Like, there's been water on it, and me trying to cover up what happened with it, like all kinds of stuff. But in the end, I wound up liking it. And yeah, I don't use parchment paper because I bake a lot. And like for me, parchment paper is too precious for a coloring book because it's what helps me to bake more often, you know. Yeah, so I won't use my parchment paper, and it's more expensive. I don't know if it is everywhere, but around here it's more expensive, and it is expensive, and so yeah, I won't use parchment paper. Probably would work good for it, but like I can't for the price of it. So yeah, there's bleed through on the bottom of this from the previous page. Again, like, see, these things kept happening, so it's like I need to stop working in this book until I can figure out how to keep this from happening. Now, one thing I know that will keep it from happening is like probably using like this stuff, the satin glazing liquid, the watercolor ground, but I don't like how the page feels after using these things. And I'm very much like I said, very tactile. Yeah, not around here. I wish I could get it for $1.25 a roll. No, not here, and I don't know why, but not here. Um, um, yeah. So now, see, I'm even gonna have to rehab down here too now because of what bled through. I don't mind that so much though, but and I still didn't finish it either. I still have to do this part. So there's still more to do. That's a long time to have worked on a coloring page. It sat for a year, at least. And it's still not done. So like I said, I feel like there's a lot of little things I have to do on all of these pages. I don't know if that way or this way. This way. And then another sheet. Ouch. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, that's not where I want it either. That's too much. If I'm somewhere and I find some parchment paper cheap, then I might do that. But I never find it cheap around here. It's always expensive. So I wind up saving it for my baking. If I run out of parchment paper to bake, that'll change my whole world. Okay, so this is what that page was bleeding from. These little berries at the bottom. And I don't know. I use pencil, so I don't know why. And I think I may have used brute pruners. Yeah, I don't know why it bled through like that. I have no idea. And that's what kept getting me. It's like, why is this happening? What's going on? Hey, TaylorMade. Oh, yeah, I was trying to make some headway in this room for what is where. Um, and I did. So that's what I wound up doing yesterday. I love this page though. And I was trying to restrict myself again to just, you know, I was trying to restrict my color palette. And so because that was not something I was used to doing, and I don't know why I can't get this right. I love that frog. And I love how shiny the pencils turned out on this page. Oop, I still see something I need to do there. I see on all of these pages, I see something tiny that I can do. And I see all these little things. Oh, you could add this, or you need to add that, or whatever. So the page opposite it, again, I tried to do it different from the other one, so I picked a different set of colors. And there was something weird I did with this sky. I wound up doing it over and doing different things with it. I didn't want there to be so much blue. Um, and yeah, I can't remember what I did. It was something really like I thought, ooh, that's not going to work. Oh, I'm messing it up. Well, that's it. And it is what it is. But I actually like how it turned out. So, yeah, I wanted it to be not be the same colors as the opposite side. So, I need more newsprint. So I think I do want to finish this book this year. I think I'm going to make that one of my goals. I don't know if I'm going to rehab some pages first before I color a new one or what. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that first page in here, that takes the cake. That was like total. That page traumatized me. It totally traumatized me. I finally get the guts to like pull out the Prismacolors I bought, and like that happens, and I was like, So they went back into hiding for another year. And there's this page I still have to finish. I think this is it? No, it's not the last one I did in here. I have to do the sky. Again, I was trying to restrict my palette, so I'm not sure what to do with the sky. And I think that's how I was feeling at the time. It's like, I don't know what to do with the sky. Fiddleheads! Up here, I see they even sell them in the farmer's market. But people tell me, like, they fry them, you fry them in butter. I've never had them. They say they taste just like string beans, only like kind of sweeter. And I actually think I have them growing around in my yard, but I'm kind of afraid to pick them from there because who knows? I might have the poisonous kind of whatever it is, but I don't have time to read up on them like I used to have time for that. So didn't do this one yet. Yeah, there's more heads. Tailor made. Hide the heads. I had fun coloring both of these. There was a point where I was like, oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing? The bird kind of took me for a loop on here. It's like, what do I do with the bird? I never know what to do with the thing. She puts these little things on some of her animals, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. It looks kind of unruly and uncomfortable. Oh, but so it's this one. I still have to do more in her earrings. I just noticed that last night. I didn't make her hair red. There's a first. Her hair is not red. There's this one. It's like one looks like they're like indigenous South American or something, and the other one looks like they're Roman. And they both have broken noses. Like, all her people look like their noses have been broken. Ex-boxers. And this one, Red Riding Hood, looks like she needs a background. Another bird with them, looks like they got the pox. I don't know why. I don't know why she does that. She probably just has fun drawing it. But there's still little things on here I need to finish too. I swear, she looks just like my first best friend ever when I was like, I don't know, 5 years old. She used to live down the street from me. She lived like on the other block of my street. So there was it was a long street, and then there was like a street that intersected it. And so there was this side of the street and that side of the street, and she lived on the other side of that intersection. Yep. Always remembered her. And well, like, this kind of a sad story. I had been looking for her for years, for years. Always, and I actually had posted on a forum or something a long time ago, like in the 90s, because I was looking for her and her family, and I did find somebody who wound up I think went to high school with her or something, but he was saying he was looking for her too. Um, and if he heard anything, and if he found out anything, he would let me know. And then if I found out anything, to let him know. Because they moved, I don't know. I think her family moved before or when we got into second grade and we lost contact. And I don't know where they moved to. It's weird because her older sister wound up going to school in that district. So I don't know what happened, but she wound up passing away in some really, really, actually, a bus crash that wound up setting a legal precedent in Nebraska, I think it was. She was okay. I'm telling like her whole story, but anyway, She, and it was weird because like I've been persistent with trying to find her because she was my best friend when I was a little kid. We were just like really tight. Hey, Ivy Pearl. And she was on a band bus trip, like with her, I guess with her kids, with her children. She must have had, I think she had sons um, that were in the school band. And so they were on a trip. And the bus wound up turning some corner that, like, it wound up causing their bus to go over the guardrail and into a gully. And, like, I think mostly everybody died. So her and her son, one of her sons, died. And it, which was really sad. Um, It was really sad. And then I caught up with her sister, her older sister, after she passed away. And it was just within months I would have been able to talk to her. And I found her through her husband and kids posting about her, which was like really like that was like devastating for me. It's like I just missed within months being able to talk with her and see her, and that was really sad. Anyway, okay, there's your story for the day. It's not a happy one, but that's the story. But my hope is I will see her in the next one, because she really made an impression on me. So this one, I kind of was confused and conflicted about these colors, but it's like once I started, it's like you got to stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And I still have some things to color in here. And I think one thing that I love this because I feel like I made it look like stone. I don't even know how I did that, but it's all pencil. I think this is one where I'll probably go in with like the Caran d'Ache pencils or with fine liner markers to kind of make things stand out a little bit more and have more contrast. And then there's still some little things in here I need to do, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do them with. So definitely use really waxy pencils on here though. I can feel it. It's really, Taylor, it's really weird that there's like two families that I, grew up with, their kids. And in some cases, our family grew up with their family that it was the same way. Every time I tried to catch up with them, it was like, it was, you know, I was always one step behind. Because it happened to me with this one family that was also it was another family where the husband was Jamaican and the father and the wife was from the South, and so like their family and my family were kind of close. We went to the same church and all this other kind of stuff. um, and me and the son in the family were the same age, and then there was an older sibling that was their older sibling was a little bit younger than my sister, and then the youngest was a little older than my brother. And when a job that I worked at, when I worked at the bank, I used to see the father sometime, but then I saw him when he was with some other woman. I'm like, what the, I don't know what's going on there. And another kid that was little. It's like, okay, there have been some changes here. But the son, I lost track of him and I felt so bad. I always wanted to apologize to him because we were in the same fourth grade class, and he had a favorite shirt that he used to wear that was kind of psychedelic looking. And yeah, I do like the Caran d'Ache pencils. I would say they're different. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, some people might say they're better. I don't know, but I had purchased one Luminance Caran d'Ache pencil because there's a brand Luminance and there's a brand Pablo that are both Caran d'Ache. And I didn't know that at the time that there were two different kinds of pencils. And the luminance pencils are a hard pencil, and the Pablos are a softer pencil. Um, and so had one luminance because I was looking for lavender. Go figure. Um, so I was buying lavender in every single pencil brand I could think of, just buying that one color pencil. Um, and I thought I didn't like Caran Dashes because what I had was a luminance, and it's hard. And it's like, well, I don't need more of that. It's like, I'm not paying all that money for this. But then when I finally figured out, like not that long ago, a few months back, maybe 6 months ago, that the Pablos are the ones that are soft, because I would always hear Bubbles talk about Pablos. I'm like, what is she talking about? What pencil is that? And it finally like clicked. It's like, oh, Caran Dash Pablos. Um, and so I bought the small set, and I was like, oh, now I see what Bubbles is talking about with them. So personally, I like the Caran Dash pencils because they're a smaller diameter than most pencils. And so they'll fit with tiny coloring, and they'll fit in tiny spots where other pencils won't. So for me, that right now, that's mostly what I'm using them for. But also what I discovered when I was in coloring in the mythographic books a lot last year, when I pulled out those Caran Dash pencils, anywhere that it seemed like, oh, the colors are just like muddy, they're kind of meshing together, I can't get them to pop, those Caran Dash pencils made them pop. I would just go in certain spots. I was like, whoa, whoa. So the pigment is awesome in them. Oh, excuse me. So Mary Jo says, sorry, I understand. I try to connect with my childhood boyfriend. Yeah, best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know what it is with that. Just right now. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh wow. I'm sorry, Mary Jo. I know. You know what? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I'm sorry that happened. I guess I'm not the only one. Yeah. The funny thing that happened with my childhood best friend, her older sister, like she was the older sister, so we would always be in solidarity, in defense against her, because we always said she was a know-it-all and whatever, whatever. And then reading about her with her husband and everything, it turned out, it sounds like she was an awesome human being. Reading what people were writing about her and everything, I was like, wow. And it really made me wish that I had known her in adulthood, that I had hung out, with her, been able to hang out with her in adulthood, because she sounded like an awesome human being. Um, the things she was involved in, the things she did. So, um, yeah, just really strange, just how that happens. And I don't know. So, I wouldn't say better. I'd say different. I think they're different from each other, the Holbeins and the Pablos. But I can't I can't as much say how much, because I only have like one or two Holbeins. Lavender. I don't know. I have one in lavender, and I have one in some kind of green. I think maybe, but I think the Holbeins are softer from what I remember, and the Holbeins are thicker. So for me, I wouldn't be able to replace one with the other, because for me, the Caran Dash, the draw to them is that they are the smallest diameter pencil out of all the pencils I have. And when I need to do tiny coloring, like in mythographic books, that's going to be my go-to pencil for getting into tiny spots. Um, they're also my go-to pencil for when I want a colored pencil to make something pop. I'm gonna grab those Caran Dash pencils. Um, the Holbeins, I think, are kind of, I don't know, they're softer, which for me doesn't really fit with the other pencils I have. So that's why I think I can say no to them right now comfortably, is because I have other things that will do that. I mean, they may not be as good as Holbein's, but I have other things. I have ways to compensate for that. And if I had Holbein's, I kind of wouldn't. I'd have to learn how to color differently or something. I don't know. I think if I had Holbein's, I probably would then want to have Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. I can't see myself wanting to use Holbein's with Prismacolors too much. That sounds like that would make me tear my hair out, among other things. um, yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I don't really have that much experience with Holbein's. I just have a couple single pencils. So, I don't know. Yeah, so I feel like I need to do something with this to kind of, I don't know. There's something about it that's too something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but that's on my plate. And then maybe a background for Little Miss Red Riding Hood. Okay, this one. This. It took a lot of work. I didn't even realize that I had done this additional stuff on here. Like, I was like, oh, I fixed it. Because it was crazy what was going on in here. And it was me trying to learn how to do backgrounds. And I did the background first. And, yeah. It went through a whole lot of changes. That's all I can say. I had tried to have like a walkway or something in here, and you can kind of see it peeking through. I don't know if you can. That gold. I tried to do like an archway, like a doorway or something like that. Um, I I did the floor thing, which like it's crooked. And now I can't look at it too hard because like it's actually like not, it's weird. It's wonky. But anyway, um, it's a fantasy page, so we got a fantasy floor. How about that? Um, I do like it overall now, though, but it went through some serious stuff. And I still have little things on here that I need to do. But from what I know from where it's been, I like where it is now. Because, like, I had to, like, work on rehabbing it. It had been through so many changes. And then this one, I didn't even realize I did this, but it looks like I'm trying to draw in some of the same things that were on the opposite side. I'm trying to draw in more on there, trying to get some continuity between the pages. Because there's nothing in this background. I was like, well, there needs to be something here. It can't just be like empty. But then that brings up a challenge for me, how to make that background. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. Again, their hair that always just makes me feel like, I don't know. It's like prickly pear or something. It's like, why are we doing this to them? Stinging nettle and prickly pear. That's what it makes me think of. So, and we got Oh, we're not going to go to that page yet, though. I really did a lot in here. Did this one. Let me do something to make her eyes pop more. I think I probably used. I don't know. Did something with the background. Looks like I used something. I don't know what. When I gave her the rainbow hair, I didn't realize how long that would make it for me to have to try and work on it. But I stuck with it. This one, which turned out to be like, it was really a challenge, and then the only thing I liked on there was these, but then I didn't know what to do with the rest of it, and this was one of the first times I think that I used paint, crafting paint, acrylic paint, or whatever. I used one of the shimmer ones, and even though it's not smooth, I like it. Oh, thank you, WRD2 Main. I want to call you R2D2. Thanks. Take care. Um, yeah. So this bug went through a lot of changes, and I think right now I'm thinking, ooh, Posca pen, to give me a little bit of contour or something. Um, yeah, he's got a whole lot of layers of all kinds of things on him. So I think I have a fresh enough head and a little more skill right now where I can come back and work on this whole thing. But the thing I like the most about this are the chestnuts. I love coloring the berries in these books too, I must admit. Okay, so now this page feels so thick from the paint on it. So I think I don't know what I used on here. I may have used Gamsol or something, pencil, and maybe the Marabou art crayons, because it feels different and kind of looks different. And he kind of bled on the setter dude, which I don't mind because he's kind of creepy. But I don't know. Also, the marks on here from here, I don't know. It kind of gives me a way to actually like do more to this page in some ways, and I don't mind that either. That's actually a bleed through of a mushroom. Look at that. So that bled through from what page? Didn't bleed through from this page. That looks like a mushroom, so it's from this page. It's from here. So yeah, I don't know what's up with the bleed through thing. And it's almost like it makes it so you really do need to use watercolor ground or something on here, but I don't like coloring on with pencil on watercolor ground. So, or maybe if I use workable fixative first, maybe that's what I need to do. Spray them with workable fixative and then work on them. Okay, that's a challenge in the wintertime because it's like outside, I don't know, it's the teens. It's in the teens, so like I can't be spraying outside. I don't want to spray inside because I'll be jacked up for a whole week. So I'm gonna have to figure out a plan on that. I don't know. See, look for a day when it's like 30 in the 30s or 29 or something, and then quick spray. Oh, but so there's that page. His hair isn't red, but that's because I feel like he's like running around in the woods. So anyway, then there's this page which I can never finish, but like I feel like it's kind of Christmassy in a way. It's kind of pretty. I don't know what it is with me and red rustic backgrounds, but I kind of like that. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. I was trying to figure out workable fixative, and trying to find one that didn't smell. And so I had that Spectrafix. I don't know if I used that in here at all. I don't know if I had it then. And I wonder if that would work in this book. I think I should try it on the new pages I do in here and see what happens. So I feel like I could color all of these pages again in a new book and be happy because I like all the images. There's something about it, about the images in here that in the lines, that I just enjoy coloring in it. Okay, so these two. This is like really my favorite. I love this page. I loved coloring it. I loved the illustration. So, but I like both of these pages. And again, I was trying to stay to one color palette with it. That was something I was trying to do at the time because I was doing a lot of Creative Haven books, particularly Magical Fairies. And I was Magical Fairies. In Magical Fairies, I was trying to stick to one color palette with each of those as well. And then I said, well, let me try and do that with this book too. So this is my favorite, this little bug. I love that bug. And there's still something. I need to do something right there. I know just the gel pen for it too. That purple one I used on the woman yesterday. So then there's this one, which I love. I love the background, which I think I just used pencil. That was all. And I guess I made it darker on this side and, put more layers on this side and less on this side. Excuse me. I don't know what pencil this is from, what pencil set. But I couldn't stop coloring with it once I started. There was something about the color that I really liked. Yeah, I see where I can kind of go in here and, well, like there's a spider web. I can do something with that to make that stand out a little bit more. And you know what? I didn't do any of the tops of these things that are releasing the spores. So I need to do those. Oh, excuse me. But I really think this is my favorite one in the whole book as far as how I colored it. And I think this is the last one that I finished in the book. With these weird twin bunnies. I kept wondering, what the heck am I going to do with those? So, still need to do her lips. She's got red hair. So I have to finish this one too. This one I know was bugging me because I couldn't get the sleeves to match. I don't know what had happened when I was coloring it, but it's like it wasn't turning out the same way. And I couldn't figure out why. But I wanted it to look like it's linen, Linen. And wow, for a whole hour I've just been showing these pages. So I still have a little more to do on her too. I don't know why I'm yawning. Let's see, hour 18 minutes. I gotta check my meatballs. There's this one with the crowns. I think I haven't done anything else in the book. So there's another face. Little fox man. There's this page. Maybe I'll try spraying this one with fixative, workable fixative. See what happens. Oh, I like this one. The fish. What's up with that frog? It's got a lot going on. I like that page. So that's where I left off with the Hanna Karlzon coloring. And I think this is what I'm going to do. Oh, I know why I didn't color this one. Glass. That's why I didn't color this one. I want to learn how to color glass. Okay. Now there wasn't transfer between these two. Not that I can see. Are they just too busy it doesn't seem like there is. I don't know why. So I guess we're going to do some experimenting with that. Now that I think about it, I may have sprayed this one. I don't know. We'll try it. So I think that is it for me for now. I guess I won't be coloring because I need to go check my meatballs and figure out the rest of dinner. I might be back later to color because I do want to color today. Because I think I'm going to be doing a lot of work stuff this week. And then I'll be on Thursday at 7 because Foxy's making me do it. No, I'm just kidding. With Ivy Pearl to work on that other page in Grains of Gold. So, so I might see you back here later, or I'll see y'all around at other folks' channels, whoever's live. I'm going to be looking for Bubbles because usually I think she goes live on Sundays. So Sundays and Wednesdays. So take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and have a good rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.